Well, hello. I'm Mr. Steve, and I want to tell you a story. Today's story is a book that's titled, I Wanted to Drive an Ambulance. Now, it was written by Henry Abbott, and the person that drew all the pictures is Aurora Anguilla, and it was written or published by a company called Mackinbound. You know, those are the people that print the books so that we can have them in the library and you can check them out and read them. Now, they do a whole series of books you may like. You can go to the library and check these out. And the books are, I Want to Drive a Fire Truck. I Want to Drive a Police Car. I Want to Drive a Snowplow. I bet you haven't even seen a snowplow, but they are really neat. I Want to Drive an Ambulance, which is the book we're going to read right now. So here we go. It says, I want to drive an ambulance. What would that be like? Ambulances are really important. They help people who are sick. It says, I'm an ambulance driver today, and I have a big job to do. Someone calls and said they needed an ambulance. They called 911, or maybe they called the hospital or the fire station. And they said, somebody's hurt. They need an ambulance. And so off he goes. He jumps into the ambulance and he takes off. He says, I make the ambulance go fast. Time is important when somebody is hurt. And you can see right here, see how they draw that there? That's showing you that the truck is going fast. It's going fast right when it leaves the hospital, and it doesn't slow down until they get to where they need to be. Well, then he pushes a button, and the button starts the siren. You can see here how they've got these lines here. It's showing what's called sound waves. And to let you know that siren is really loud, and it'll get people's attention, and they'll know to get out of the way because they have to go help somebody that's hurt. The siren tells people an ambulance is coming, and other cars move out of the way. Your parents have probably done that when you've heard an ambulance coming. They'll pull over to the side of the road, or if they're at an intersection or they're at a stoplight, they won't go until the ambulance passes by because they want to make sure that ambulance gets to where it needs to be as soon as it can. And there it is. The ambulance has arrived, and it looks like two people had gotten into a bike wreck. Well, good thing, though, they were both wearing helmets. So it probably isn't too bad, but they're going to take them to the hospital just to make sure. They want to make sure that they're okay. And the back of the ambulance has all the tools they need to get people ready to go into the hospital, to make sure that they're feeling good and they're feeling safe. There's a place for them to ride in, and on the side here they have all sorts of equipment, medicines, and bandages. So they can do a lot of work in the ambulance on the way to the hospital before they even get there. The ambulance is big enough to carry people to the hospital. And that's where they were going next. So I turn on the ambulance siren, and it's time to go. And they said, we'll be at the hospital soon. And you see, they're doing the same thing. They're zooming down the road, and you can see here the line showing that the The siren is going. And so they are getting to the hospital just as quick as they can. So that's it. That's it. They got to the hospital and they got the people out of the ambulance into the hospital where the doctors and nurses at the hospital could take care of them and make sure they're feeling better. So that was today's book. I Want to Drive an Ambulance. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the book. Come back again and I'll tell you another story. Goodbye.